We're tackling special use airspace on the FAA Part 107 exam, an area guaranteed to show up on your test. Understanding the difference between prohibited, restricted, and military operations areas is crucial for a passing score. On a sectional chart, you'll see these areas marked with distinctive hatched borders and an identifier. First, let's talk about prohibited areas, identified with a P followed by a number, like P40 over Camp David. For your exam, the rule is simple. You are never allowed to fly a drone in a prohibited area. These areas are established for national security, and there is no waiver process for Part 107 operators. An exam question might show you a chart with a P area and ask what action is required to operate there. The only correct answer is that flight is prohibited. Any answer suggesting you can get permission from ATC or fly at a certain altitude is a trap. Next are restricted areas, marked with an R and a number. These areas contain unusual and often invisible hazards like artillery firing, aerial gunnery, or guided missiles. Unlike prohibited areas, flight is not always forbidden, but it is subject to restrictions. You cannot enter an active restricted area without permission from the controlling agency. Exam questions will test this distinction. They might ask if you can fly in R2505. To answer, you must check the notes on the side of the sectional chart, which lists the active times, altitudes, and the controlling agency to contact for permission. The key exam takeaway is that entry might be possible if the area is not active or if you receive explicit permission. Military operations areas, or MOAs, are another critical type. These are shown on the chart with a magenta hatched border and a name. MOAs are used for military training like air combat maneuvers at high speeds. The most common exam trap is confusing MOAs with restricted areas. As a Part 107 remote pilot, you are legally allowed to fly in an active MOA without permission. However, it is extremely hazardous and highly discouraged. The exam expects you to know that you should exercise extreme caution and that yielding the right-of-way to military aircraft is mandatory. Two other related areas are warning areas and alert areas. Warning areas, marked with a W, are like restricted areas but are located over international waters, starting 3 nautical miles offshore. They warn of hazardous activity, but flight is not prohibited, though extreme caution is advised. Alert areas, marked with an A, simply inform all pilots of a high volume of flight training or unusual aerial activity. You don't need permission to enter, but you must be extra vigilant. To keep these straight for the exam, remember the phrase, "Please remember why my alerts matter." P for prohibited means please stay out. R for restricted means remember to check if it's active. W for warning means be warned of hazards over water. M for MOA means military jets might be operating. A for alert means be alert for student pilots. This simple mnemonic will help you correctly answer scenario-based questions on the test. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.